The sun filtered through the banyan leaves, casting light and shadow upon the gathered disciples seeking solace and wisdom. Buddha's serene presence commanded both peace and reflection, drawing every soul toward his words like a moth to a flame. Among the group was a man weighed down by shame, his voice trembling as he began to speak his truth. "Master," he said, hesitating as the burden of his heart caught him, "I feel unworthy, unable to find success. My failure consumes me, overshadowing every step I take, rendering my efforts invisible, making me question my existence itself." Buddha looked at him with compassion, his gaze gentle yet profound, piercing through layers of insecurity and fear. "What does success mean to you, my child?" asked Buddha, his tone carrying curiosity rather than judgment. Inviting reflection, the man lowered his head, his thoughts disjointed. "Success is achieving what others value, being seen as capable and worthy of respect." Buddha paused, allowing the man's words to linger, letting their weight shape the understanding of those gathered around him. "Success, as you perceive, is fleeting, rooted in external validation, chained to the whims of societal applause." Buddha calmly responded, "True success lies within your efforts, within your sincerity, within the integrity of your heart driving each step forward." A gentle breeze swept through, rustling the leaves, reflecting the serenity permeating the space created by Buddha's wisdom. The man seemed bewildered, still consumed by doubts, and asked, "What if all my efforts still lead to failure?" Buddha replied, "Failures are mere footsteps in the journey of growth, each one revealing truths hidden from the unaware. Imagine a farmer tending to barren soil, his labor fruitless. Do you see him abandon his field forever?" The man hesitated before answering, "No, Master, but perhaps his heart breaks each season when no yield comes." "Indeed," Buddha said, "but does his effort diminish the integrity of his purpose, his commitment to tilling the earth?" The disciples stirred in thought, contemplating the unseen measure of effort, purpose, and truth emerging beyond visible outcomes. The man remained silent, his heart beginning to grasp the essence of Buddha's words, yet still uncertain in their comfort. Buddha pointed toward a bird building its nest. "Watch the bird. It gathers, weaving slowly. Is it aware of success?" The man observed the bird diligently picking stray twigs, its purpose unwavering, creating structure from seemingly insignificant fragments. Does success worry the bird? Or is its existence rooted in the patience and rhythm of completing its chosen task? The disciples grew silent, observing the parallels within their lives. Understanding the profound link between effort and inner fulfillment, the man looked toward Buddha, his mind grappling with enlightenment still entangled in fear. "How do I find this peace?" Buddha leaned forward slightly, his voice quieter yet resonating deeply. "Peace comes in the surrender to sincerity, not perfection. Your task is to focus on integrity, to weave with patience, to aim with honesty, to exist authentically within action. Every thread woven toward purpose, regardless of results, speaks louder to your spirit than the loudest approval from others." The man's burden began to lift as his heart opened to these truths, his thoughts now searching within rather than outward. Buddha gestured toward the sky, where clouds passed freely, ever changing, never fixed, never chained to expectation. "Life flows, my child. Success is but one ripple among infinite rivers. Hold your heart steady amidst its ever-shifting tide." The disciples felt an awakening ripple through them, words of Buddha weaving new threads of perception into their understanding. The man bowed deeply, tears mixing gratitude with realization. As Buddha's wisdom cast a new light upon his inner shadow, failure no longer appeared as chains binding him, but as bridges guiding him across toward unseen destinations of growth. Buddha spoke again, addressing all disciples, Carry sincerity in your efforts and let not your spirit falter amidst fleeting outcomes. Purpose is eternal, rooted in truth. Efforts aligned with purpose redefine success, transforming failure into wisdom, forging peace within. Another breeze swept softly, the banyan's roots tethered deeply to the earth, its leaves untouched by fear. Illuminated by light, the disciples bowed collectively, their hearts shifting toward Buddha's wisdom, their minds reaching toward transcendence beyond worldly pursuits. The sun sank lower, its rays spreading warmth across each face, marking the end of an inner journey's beginning. Thus, Buddha's words resonated with each spirit present, awakening understanding, rewriting paths shaped by courage, effort, and authenticity. Within the silence of departing disciples, peace lingered, an unspoken wisdom carrying Buddha's teachings into the depths of their being. Another day, another lesson beneath the timeless banyan tree. As disciples gathered to listen to the Buddha's profound teachings, Buddha's presence was serene as always, a sanctuary of wisdom, drawing seekers yearning for clarity and release from inner turmoil. Among them sat Sudatta, a young man bearing the tools of an archer, his bow gripped tightly in frustration. "Master," Sudatta began, his voice quivering, "despite my tireless training, my arrows stray from the mark. Am I a failure?" Buddha regarded him with compassion, his gaze calm yet penetrating, seeking the roots of Sudatta's struggle through his questioning eyes. "Why do you fire your arrows, Sudatta?" Buddha asked, his tone steady, inviting the archer to reflect on his true purpose, to strike the target perfectly. "Lord," Sudatta answered, his response confident yet overshadowed by a gnawing sense of inadequacy. Buddha gestured toward the archer's hands. "And when you miss, does the bow falter, or does the wind guide the arrow?" "The wind guides the arrow, Lord, but the fault lies in my grip, my aim, my lack of precision," Sudatta replied. Buddha nodded, acknowledging the archer's honesty. "Perfection is a fleeting illusion, Sudatta, always dancing beyond the reach of those who chase it." The disciples murmured softly, pondering Buddha's words, their collective breaths weaving with the breeze beneath the sheltering banyan branches. Sudatta frowned, his brows furrowed. "How can I find peace if every shot feels like a reminder of my endless shortcomings?" Buddha raised a hand gently, his expression unmoved yet kind, embodying the balance his teachings sought to instill. "Peace," Buddha said, "lies not in the arrow's path but in the purpose behind the act of drawing the bowstring. Each shot you release is not a declaration of failure but a verse in the melody of your learning." Buddha's words lingered, hanging in the air like the pause before an arrow takes flight, captivating all who listened. The archer's grip loosened slightly as he absorbed the message. Though doubt still danced in the shadows of his heart, Buddha motioned toward a flock of birds, their effortless flight an expression of freedom unencumbered by fear of failure. Does the bird aim to perfect its path through the wind, or does it trust the rhythm of its wings? Sudatta gazed at the birds, watching their graceful movements, unbound by precision yet guided by unseen harmony in nature's dance. "My arrows need direction, Lord, but these birds rely on instinct, their flight an inheritance rather than a practiced skill." Buddha's lips curved faintly in a smile, his wisdom flowing without resistance. "And yet, does the bird avoid the storm?" "Number, Lord," Sudatta answered, realizing the parallel. Though the storm in his heart remained an obstacle he struggled to weather. "The storm shapes the bird's flight, just as the winds shape your arrow," Buddha said, each teaching lessons unseen. Sudatta lowered his gaze, his thoughts shifting as clarity began to seep into the confusion clouding his understanding of effort. "Am I to accept my failures, Lord?" Sudatta asked, his voice softer now, vulnerable yet seeking the light of insight. Buddha's voice grew softer too, resonating deeply. Acceptance is not surrender, Sudatta. It is the wisdom to see failure as a teacher. Every arrow that misses its mark speaks not of defeat but of discovery, guiding you to understand what you have learned. The disciples leaned closer, their hearts attuned to Buddha's teachings, which illuminated struggles they too carried within themselves. Effort, Buddha continued, is not measured by the target struck but by the intention that draws the bowstring with sincerity. Your arrows speak your truth. Young archer, let each release carry not perfection but purpose, for that is your true aim. Sudatta's shoulders relaxed slightly, the rigidity of self-doubt easing as he contemplated the profound simplicity of the Buddha's wisdom. The banyan leaves rustled above, their motion a reflection of the dialogue unfolding beneath. Timeless and eternal in its essence, Buddha turned to the disciples. Each of you wields arrows of your own, though they may take forms beyond the bow. Your tasks, your efforts, your lives are arrows sent forth from the purpose that resides within your heart's truth. Sudatta inhaled deeply, feeling the weight of his bow lessen, not through mastery but through the release of unattainable expectations. Master, Sudatta said, his voice steadier now, how can I guide my arrows if perfection remains forever beyond my reach? By surrendering to the moment of the shot, Buddha answered, and trusting that each arrow carries lessons only the wind can reveal. Sudatta bowed low, his heart lightened, his journey reshaped by wisdom. As though his path realigned toward greater understanding, the disciples bowed alongside him, their spirits lifted by the truth that success is not a destination but a devotion to purpose. Buddha gazed upon them, his presence anchoring their newfound realizations. Their burdens exchanged for the seeds of awakening. The birds soared higher, undisturbed by the whispers of self-doubt or the confines of perfection. Embodying the freedom Buddha illuminated, another breeze wove through the banyan tree, carrying Buddha's words to linger in the hearts of all who sought their light. Another day, another gathering beneath the sheltering banyan tree, where Buddha's wisdom flowed as the river shapes the land. Among the disciples sat Amara, a potter whose hands bore the marks of her craft and the weight of her despair. Master, she began, her voice heavy with sadness, every pot I create crumbles in the fire. Am I destined to fail? Buddha's gaze rested upon her, his eyes calm yet knowing, as if he saw the very essence of her struggle. What do you seek in the pot you shape? Amara? Asked Buddha, his tone inviting reflection rather than reproach or consolation. I seek perfection, Lord, that my work might honor my ancestors and stand as proof of my worth, she said. The disciples stirred, recognizing echoes of their own hearts in Amara's words, their burdens intertwined in the shared quest for validation. Buddha held his silence, allowing Amara's response to resonate before gently offering, and what do you learn when the pot breaks? Amara faltered, tears welling in her eyes. I learn only that I have failed, that I am unworthy of my craft. Buddha gestured toward the kiln in the distance, its smoky breath visible even beneath the shelter of the banyan branches, the flame that hardens. The clay reveals its strength, yet it does not dictate the outcome, nor does it create weakness. The disciples leaned closer, drawn to the profound simplicity of Buddha's words. As their hearts reached for the seeds of wisdom, Buddha continued, each broken pot offers lessons no perfect creation could. In its fragments lies the truth of your growth. Amara's hands trembled as she gazed at her calloused fingers, the instruments of creation that felt so inadequate in their toil. Master, she whispered, how can I bear the weight of so many broken pieces? How can they lead me to peace? Buddha placed a stone gently before her. Tell me, Amara, does this stone know its purpose? Or does its form define it? Amara looked at the stone, her thoughts unraveling the question's depth. uncertain yet compelled by the possibility of hidden meaning. It does not know. Lord, she said softly, but its form carries strength, and its presence offers purpose to others. Buddha smiled faintly, his expression a reflection of infinite patience. Indeed, Amara, and yet, the stone is shaped not by effort, but by time. The pot, too, is shaped by fire, and its fragments return to the earth, their journey unbroken, their purpose fulfilled. The disciples nodded slowly, their minds awakening to the idea that failure does not erase purpose but transforms it into wisdom. Amara's tears fell freely now, a mixture of release and understanding, as her heart began to absorb the essence of Buddha's teaching. What shall I do with the fragments, Lord? She asked, her voice tentative, as though a new path unfolded within her spirit. Gather them, Amara, Buddha said, and learn to see their beauty. In their imperfections, you will find the truth of creation. Purpose does not reside in perfection. It dwells in the act of creation, in the love and care of your hands. Amara bowed her head, her shoulders trembling as the burden of inadequacy began to dissolve beneath the light of understanding. Buddha addressed the disciples, his voice carrying the gravity of timeless truth. Each of you carries the fragments of your own work. The kiln of life tempers you not with failure but with resilience, teaching you to embrace each fragment as part of the whole. The banyan leaves rustled above, whispering softly, as though nature itself bore witness to the eternal wisdom shared beneath its shade. Brokenness does not diminish your worth, Buddha said. It deepens your connection to purpose and reveals the infinite strength of your spirit. Amara inhaled deeply, her heart steadying as she envisioned her fragments not as failures, but as steps within her unending journey. Buddha's gaze softened as he turned toward the horizon, where the sun began its descent, painting the sky in hues of gold. Life flows like the river, unbroken even as it changes course. See your fragments not as endings, but as beginnings. The disciples bowed deeply, their hearts filled with newfound peace. Their burdens lightened as Buddha's words illuminated their paths forward. Amara, her tears drying beneath the sun's gentle warmth, rose to her feet, holding the stone as a symbol of resilience. The banyan tree stood steadfast, its roots intertwined with the stories of seekers whose lives had been touched by Buddha's wisdom. And as the light faded, the teachings of the day lingered like a quiet flame, guiding all who listened toward their truth. Through understanding and practice, he replied, by seeing the truth of impermanence in all things. His words carried the weight of universal truth, grounding me in reality. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.